So Luton, we travel to Burton this weekend in the hope to bounce back after losing 1-0 at home against Cardiff City. I think right now it's fair to say, Luton, we want a positive performance, but also with 3 points to go with it across a 90-minute game. I think if we can produce the best performance of the season, that will give fans a lot of confidence. But right now, there isn't much confidence. We've lost 2 games so far this season. We still have 9 points, and a win against Burton will make it 2 points per game, which is promotion winning form. But right now, the performances across a 90-minute game, we're seeing it in moments, but not quite the full game, and we're also not taking chances. So I think from this game, if we can take some chances, play positive across a 90-minute game, and also get the 3 points, lots of happy faces would definitely be around social media and also amongst the fan base in the stand Saturday afternoon. So fingers crossed Luton can do that. If you couldn't tell, this video is a match preview of the Burton versus Luton game. I'm going to briefly talk about the Cardiff game. We will also hear from a massive Burton fan in Edward Walker with his thoughts going into this game, and then I'll give you my thoughts as well. If you are new to my channel, please smash that subscribe button. I make Luton and EFL content. Smash the like button as well. Let me know your score predictions and your thoughts going into this game. And if you didn't know, I have already uploaded a video today. Tahith Chong has left Luton to join Sheffield United on a permanent transfer. That video is already out, so go and check that video out if you haven't done already. So let's briefly talk about the Cardiff game. I didn't think it was that bad. I'm quite sad, and I did actually rewatch the game. And despite rewatching the game, I didn't think we were miles off it. Yes, Cardiff controlled possession. I didn't think we got outplayed. I think we could have done better with our chances. And looking back at the Naki Welsh chance, especially in the first half, and also the Nordos chance in the second half, I think we should have done better in those 2 scenarios, and if we did, it could have been a completely different game. Naki Welsh, for me, I think he would be disappointed in himself. He's someone that's a proven goal scorer across his career. I think even the volley as well, he would have wanted to have done better with it, at least get it on target. But look, attacking wise, we need to find that clinical edge in front of goal. I do think it is a mentality thing. It's a confidence thing with this group of players. I do think at times in possession we need to look after it a bit better and move it quickly. If we can do 1 or 2 things right, I do think things will come together. Also with certain players being missing due to not being up to match sharpness, I think they will be absolutely key in the way this system works. I know people want to change to a back 4. I only think you can do that when certain players are available. I think once certain players are fit and up to speed, and we also get 1 or 2 bodies in before the deadline is over, we can then be a team that's adaptable in playing multiple systems, not just playing the same 3 at the back every week. I do believe Matt Bloomfield wants to change the formation. Remember, the Wickham team he had played 4 at the back. They were very good at it. So Matt Bloomfield knows the ingredients to make a back 4 successful. He obviously doesn't think that's available right now due to certain personnel being not available. So that's how I see it. Against Cardiff, it could have gone either way. So let's now listen to Edward Walker, who is a massive Burton fan, on his thoughts going into this game.
If you had have told me 2 years ago that Burton Albion v Luton Town would be a league fixture in 25-26, I would have got pretty damn excited, because in my head, that means we're back in the Championship, and that would have been wonderful. It would never have really computed in my head that this would be a League One game, especially with the perception that I've had for a long time of Luton Town. I think back to our last meeting, that Pirelli game, that penultimate game of 2018-19, 2-1 win for ourselves, kind of delays the promotion and title confirmation to yourselves that you ultimately get. I remember coming out of that campaign and thinking, that is probably the last we're going to see of Luton Town for a while. I had so much admiration for the upward trajectory that Luton Town were on at that point. Really excited to see what they can do as a returning Championship underdog. Even more excited when I see what they go on to do just a few years later. It's still really vivid in my mind the sight of Kenilworth Road on the Sky Sports cameras, Premier League pundits around the pitch, that newly reworked bobber stand, preparations for Premier League fixtures, just completing this incredible ascent from non-league up to the top level. And as I observe Luton throughout, as I've done over recent years, with this feeling that, sure, they might not survive, given they're such a big underdog in that league, but even if they don't, I'm such a believer in that recruitment model that they've shown in recent years that they'll probably come back down just ready to attack the Championship as a bigger fish and maybe gradually over time kind of close that gap that definitely does exist between the top and second tiers and stay within that promotion challenging bracket at the least. And that's why I don't fully still get what happened last year, because it does not fit my perceptions of the Hatters. I should really have seen it coming. I was at Deepdale this time last year for your away game at Preston North End. Looked a really toothless side in that 1-0 defeat. The warning signs were there from early on about how this could possibly end up going. Still remarkable to me all the same that a quick drop has come so soon after such a high. But I guess I have to accept it as a fact. Here we are, League One opponents again. Two sides who are probably having contrasting objectives for this new season. For ourselves, it's probably the same target as has been for the last 5 years. In truth, consolidation. Even if deep down we all want to do more than just make up the numbers in this league. This isn't the same Burton Albion that you will have seen some 6 years ago. We've got something of a new look to us now. Summer 2024, hugely significant with a change of ownership. Ben Robinson's long period as Burton chairman brought to an end. In come a whole host of new faces as NFG, the Nordic Football Group. It's a collection of families from Nordic countries. They came at a pretty handy time, I'd say. Burton had lost their edge with uncovering gems, operating as very much the biggest financial underdogs in the entire division. NFG's arrival has had a notable impact already as Season 2 just gets underway. Most notable work would be what's been done behind the scenes. Newly formed fan-led initiatives, work to spruce up the back walls of the Pirelli Stadium terraces, which you should notice on Saturday, new look stadium tunnel, and a home fan zone that's in operation on most match days. We have changed quite a lot on the pitch too. Last summer, a British record 23 signings for a near complete squad overhaul, with a change to a head coach, director of football modern, the more modern approach, and some ambition to just change and move away from the very dull football that a lot of us have got used to enduring in recent years. It didn't really work. Gelling took far too long. Several of the signings did not hit the desired level, and it ended up being a repeat of previous seasons, starting really slow, playing catch-up to try and survive, and somehow pulling it off by the end. We made a knack at miracle survivals these recent years in League One. That's why for this season, we're hoping that a bit of better continuity with squad churn can lead to a more comfortable campaign overall. Finishing 20th and up is again fine. We're still one of, if not the smallest outfit in this league, but it would be much better for ourselves if it could be spent staying above the drop zone rather than needing a January window rescue and yet another change of manager like every season seems to be. August has been okay, I guess, but it's still come with frustrations from most matches. 2-1 win over Mansfield Town to start off, first time we won an opening day game for 4 years. Following week, however, 2-0 up at half-time away at Barnsley, didn't handle the onslaught and lost 3-2 right at the end. The week after that, Port Vale at home, playing against 10 men for 75 minutes plus a lot of additional stoppages, not able to break them down, draw 0-0. Just last week, away at Stockport County, 1-0 up at half-time, playing against 10 men, gave in to their physical changes in the second half and lost the 2 moments, losing 2-1. So we're sat on 4 points from 4 league games, and we feel pretty annoyed as a fan base that it's not more. This team can start league matches pretty well, but what's frustrating still, they don't seem to be able to put in complete 90-minute displays yet. One to watch. Feels like there's a different one every week at the minute with this team. Charlie Webster got the matchday one headlines with his Bracebridge midfield, but I want to look to the number 9, Jake Beasley, for this Saturday. Bought from Blackpool in the summer where he was deemed surplus to requirements in their striker unit. He's a true workhorse centre forward with a really excellent spring, gets a great height with his jumps, very handy focal point. Now I think he needs to start making use of how often crosses and deliveries are finding him within the box. He's only got a penalty to his name so far, and on the basis of especially that Stockport display last week, I feel like he could already have more goals to his name than he does. Score predictions. I hate doing these. Feels like they're only ever wrong. It's especially difficult when it's August and you still yet don't know exactly what kind of opponent you're up against. Is this a game between a bottom-end side and a top-end table occupier? Is it ultimately going to look like a mid-table clash when we get to, say, November time? You just can't be sure of that yet. I would like to carry some confidence in it being a Pirelli game rather than Kenilworth Road. That's still to come. But if we are reverting to recent type, we might well be left annoyed by how things play out this weekend. My realism normally takes over my optimism when it comes to football matches, and a draw would be deemed acceptable this weekend if in the right context. So I guess I'm going to go for that.
Big thank you to Edward for giving us his thoughts. He is such a big name online, a massive social media presence, so I'm very grateful on getting such a big name on my channel. He's also part of a Burton podcast called the Brewers Babble, so make sure you go and check those guys out as well. I'll leave all the social media links in the video description and also down in the video comments. But yeah, make sure you go and check out Edward Walker on social media. Top guy, and I appreciate his time. So what are my thoughts going into this game against Burton? So I feel like when you lose a game, you need to bounce back. And if we are going to achieve promotion, right now I don't see it. I think we've got a lot of work to do. You need to bounce back regardless of who the opponent is. And I feel like the way this game is going to go, and from doing my own research about Burton, we've heard what Edward said. He feels like Burton should have had a few more points than they've got so far this year. I feel like counter-attacking wise, they're quite good. They're quite good on the transition, and they've got a good midfield in my opinion. Charlie Webster in particular, he's someone that I would definitely watch out for, and if Luton was to sign him, I'd be very happy. He's someone that loves to shoot from outside the box, really attacking minded, but also likes to get stuck in as well. I feel like he's going to go on to have a really big career and at least play in the Championship. He's someone that you should watch out for in this game. But yeah, I feel like the midfield battle by Burton, we need to win it. We can't afford to go away from home and not win that midfield battle. In the second half against Peterborough, we did exactly that. So that's what I kind of want to see in this game against Burton. But how I see this game going is, I feel like Luton, we will control possession of the game. And I feel like the way Burton, they will get their opportunities is through our mistakes, basically. I think they're going to counter-attack us. I think we're going to be as front-footed as possible. We're going to try and break them down. But my worry is that Burton, all they've got to do is look how Luton attack, how Luton create chances. And if they put 11 players behind the ball and say, come on, Luton, come and break us down, that's what worries me. And then if we try to do that and we leave ourselves a bit exposed, they have the ability to counter-attack us extremely well. So those are my concerns. I don't see many goals in this game. I do see a 1-0 to either side. I know Luton, we don't have the best of records at Burton, but for me, I kind of don't look at it like that. I kind of just go off the form which we go into the game, how I'm currently feeling, what I've seen so far. I know the last time we went, we tried to win the league there, and unfortunately it got delayed by another week. And also when I went there, so I've been to Burton before. I went when both teams were playing in League 2. I think both teams were going for the title at the time, actually. And we had like Nathan Doyle and Jonathan Smith in our midfield. I think we lost 1-0 that day, and Luke Wilkinson got sent off, I think at half-time, around the half-time mark. So yeah, that was the first time I went to the game and, went to Burton, and we filled out the away end. I believe the away end is also sold out on this occasion. It's not the biggest of away ends, of course. But yeah, it should just try and create a really good atmosphere. I'm standing up behind the goal, so look, I just hope we can just bounce back. You know, I think a defeat, I think the pressure will double on Matt Bloomfield. I don't think he can afford to lose this game. I just hope that we can bounce back. That's basically how I'm feeling. So this is the starting 11 that I would go with. Now, I would go with this because of two reasons. I think Bramall is fully available to at least play 70 minutes. He didn't play against Cardiff last week, so he's had quite a lot of time now to kind of recover from the game he played against Wigan, which was on a Tuesday night. I think he played 50 minutes there. So he's had a week and a half since that game. Surely he should be up to more match sharpness level. So I've got a feeling he would play at least 60 to 70 minutes. So I feel like that's good enough for him to start. And we will see the balance within the team look a lot better. Matt Bloomfield confirmed that Walters might not be available to play this game. So that's why I've picked Nigel to play as the right wing back. So in this kind of formation, we've kind of only got like one player really playing out of position in terms of the shape. My biggest question mark is the midfield. Now, I feel like the midfield's been a problem all season. I don't think we move the ball quickly enough, and I don't think we look after the ball, and we're not linking the play up from defence to attack. And I feel like Baptiste and Walsh, they've had their chances. How many more do they need? So I would like Clark to drop deeper, partner up with Saville, and see how that works. If not Clark, or if not Saville, I want Zach Nelson in the midfield. I want us to give Zach Nelson a go this year, and I don't think 20-minute cameos is the way to go about it. So I like to see Clark drop deeper, because if he was to receive the ball, he can at least progress with the ball. We know how good his dribbling ability is. He has something different which Baptiste and Walsh are not showing. So I would like to see Clark deeper so he can link the play with Nahki Wells and Ali. Now, Nordos up top, since he's been in the team, we create chances. He helps us. Well, he becomes a focal point up top. We can go long to him, we can go short to him, and he brings others involved. And I feel like having Ali a lot further forward, closer to Nordos, and also Nahki Wells, who created a lot of chances partnering up with Nordos, would be a good option to have. I don't think Yates has done enough to deserve an opportunity to start, in my opinion. Again, he's another player that's trying to get up to match sharpness. So I feel like playing Ali further forward, he can drift out wide to the left-hand side as well when he receives the ball. Nahki Wells, he can kind of be like a second striker, but also drop deeper to receive the ball. I think his passing range actually is a little bit underrated. I don't think Nigel Longvik needs to attack down that right-hand side. I think our play against Burton will heavily be dominant on attacking down on the left with Bramall and with Ali. So that's how I would go about it. And yeah, Nigel Longvik, when Bramall's attacking on the left, he can just drop back. And then we've got Naismith, McGuinness, Makosso and Nigel being the back four. So in possession, we can actually play a back four, actually. And then out of possession, play this system. So that's my thinking behind it. I think McGuinness, Naismith, Makosso, that would be the back three. I think McGuinness, gradually he would get there. He'll become his normal self. I know he threw himself into that challenge against Cardiff. Looking back at the goal, it's a really poor goal to concede. But look, quicker we get him up to full speed, I know the illness definitely impacted him hard. The quicker he gets back, the better for us, really. And with us not playing against Blackpool next Saturday, that gives us a bit more time off. I say time off, more time on the training ground with the current group of players. Also, it gives players an opportunity to get even more back up to match sharpness. And also, we play in the EFL Trophy on Tuesday night against Barnet. That might be a good opportunity to play a back four. I don't think we'll do it in this game against Burton. I think we'll do it against Barnet. I think Matt Bloomfield will try something against Barnet. And hopefully, we'll see it. And it works. That's the most important thing. I know a lot of people want the back four, but we need to see it work with these group of players, because we saw the back four when Matt Bloomfield arrived, during the championship, and it just wasn't working. We were far off. We were too, completely off it. So he only is going to use that back four if we're actually close to what he believes makes it work. So it's about finding the right ingredients, and I just don't think we've got it right now for this game against Burton. And I do think we need to get a couple more additions in before this window closes at 7 p.m. on Monday. So that is the end of this match preview. Please smash the like button on it. Let me know your thoughts and feelings down in the video comments. Subscribe if you are new to my channel. And I will see you guys after the game against Burton. I am going, so the match reaction will be out towards later Saturday evening. Sunday, I will be giving you a transfer live stream flash reaction to the Burton game. 5 things which we learnt from the game as well will come out on Sunday, and then Monday will be a transfer special once the window is done. So yeah, plenty of content coming from myself over the next couple of weeks, so make sure you hit that subscribe button for more content. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you in tomorrow's match reaction.